bat in the field. Probably it's obviously just been slightly off. But there's no better test than to play against the best in the world. And that shows you where you are from a skill level point of view.
Okay, Larry.
Coach, difficult match today, but you ran in close a couple of the other matches. What do you go into the dressing room today and say in such a short turnaround time to get a result tomorrow?
I mean, you can see they've given it the all. From a batting point of view, there was big improvements, especially at the top. There was a massive improvement in that aspect. I think they showed a real calmness in actually the way they went about it. The way they improved in terms of the playing of the Indian spinners. Bishma in particular, in the series we really struggled with him, and that's natural. It's the first time these guys are facing somebody like that. We've got 20-year-old batters, 22, 23. They haven't experienced this before. The more they do, the better they're going to get. So for us, it really is now about creating a learning environment and encouraging the learning. Whether it's through a win, whether it's through a loss, positive, maybe a negative. You just got to keep making sure that you take those learnings on board. Moving forward to tomorrow, obviously we've got to go out expected to win, and the only way we're going to win is by playing our best game and really trying to just execute that bit better.
Justin, you've been part of the Proteas setup, and looking at this bottom side, how far do you think it is between them and the top sides in the world? I know you've been here for a short period of time.
Yeah, I mean, the international cricket is ruthless. There's no place to hide. But the margins, I think, hopefully what these guys are really realising, even if the scores have been convincing in terms of wins for India, the margins are still fine. A catch here, instead of a drop, and in the second game India are 44 for 2 with the previous game sort of in their mind, and it can be a very different story. In that third game, what did we lose by 20 odd? We gave away 20 runs in the field plus a few drop catches, and if those are taken again, that margin is tight in terms of the end result. Today, I think India was they played an amazing game of cricket with the ball. They were so disciplined. They used the big boundary to their advantage. I thought they bowled brilliantly. And with the bat, those are two high-class batters there that showed their worth on their day. It's tough.
And then now you're going to be playing a single test in Ireland after this series. Have you identified any particular player that you think are more adapted to that format of the game?
So we've obviously been just trying to get some sessions in with the test guys. Look, I feel, in terms of this young group, especially batters that we've got on this T20 squad, I think the more red ball cricket they play, the better they're going to be for it. That grounding and fundamentals that will carry them or keep them in good stead moving forward. So I won't necessarily say one is suited to one format more than the other at the moment. I won't box them in that sort of category. I think you can look at a Brian Bennett who's been extremely positive the way he's come out and played. I think the more red ball cricket he plays, the better he's going to be in these formats. So I encourage those young players to get as much of the longer format as possible.
Coach, I know it's very early days for you, but just want to ask that from this series, there were a single game which went very close to either Zimbabwe game. One Zimbabwe obviously beat India in the first game also. What are your initial findings of this series? Means there are more than a couple of players, brilliant. Second, obviously today the first Zimbabwean to cross 2,000 run marks in T20. How do you see this team, in time to come?
I think there's huge potential. This is shown. Like I said, we play against the best in the world with a team with minimal experience, and like you mentioned, the margins in a few games have been close. So they've got to carry their heads on. I think they've been superb in their attitude. But like I said, the potential is without a doubt there. It's going to take work though. From a skill point of view, we've got to upskill. There's no doubt about it. both with ball, with bat in the field. It definitely has to be an upskilling that takes part, as well as conditioning. They've got to understand the whole package and what that entails, to become or be able to compete with the best in the world. But looking forward, I think this T20 group's got to look forward to 2026. You look how well Afghanistan has done, and how their improvements have been, sort of exponential. There's no reason why this team can't do the same, in my opinion. So that's the goal, Let's see how far we can get by 2026, by 2027. And then the good thing as well is there's a lot of test cricket in the next sort of years for this group, which I think is magical. That's going to really benefit the guys going forward.
Thank you.
Okay, you answered part of my question, which is to say, what is your ambitions in as far as where you want the team to go? And secondly, experiencing the Zimbabwe crowd as the coach, or even for the first time here, what's that like for you?
So just on the crowd question, they've been unbelievable. We spoke about it yesterday actually in our team meeting, and it was a point that was raised is, I can't believe it, that's an incredible atmosphere. I think, obviously you play in India and the crowds are incredible and the noise level is right up there. But this crowd creates an amazing atmosphere. They're singing, they're dancing, they're just enjoying the game. And that's good to see as well. We've obviously been on the losing end, but they're still behind the team, they're getting involved. I think the Zimbabwe side, is very fortunate to have a crowd like this. That's something that you don't experience that often, wherever you may go in the world.
Okay, I'll take the last one. Yes, last one.
It seems like the fans were looking for a turnaround in 2 years and
I'm not delivering. Like I said, I thought with the bat there was a big improvement. I think we really tried to give ourselves a chance there. With the ball up front, we just didn't get off to as far as we needed. I think we just gave them too many genuine boundary balls. We weren't able to build pressure for them to take the risk with our best ball. We've seen on this record, if you bowl a certain length and you continually honing on your best ball, it's not easy to score. We're just not doing that enough. But again, the more the team plays in high pressure games like this, with crowds that we've spoken about, the more they're going to get accustomed to it, and the better their skill will become, in terms of the execution on it. But at the end of the day, we just didn't execute as well as the Indian side. It's as simple as that.